In the heart of the savannah, the village of Tamari sat nestled beneath the shadow of towering acacia trees. Life here was simple, with the men hunting for food while the women worked the fields. Among the men, no one was more renowned than Akoto and Damba. Both were exceptional hunters, their skills celebrated far and wide. However, the two had been rivals since childhood, competing for everything from the largest game to the respect of the village. Their rivalry intensified with age, each trying to outshine the other at every turn. Despite their skills, there was always tension between them, a bitterness that neither could hide. Whenever they crossed each other's paths, their glares could cut through a stone. For years, they coexisted in silent hostility, each waiting for the moment to prove his dominance once and for all. One fateful day, news spread through the village like wildfire. A lion had been spotted near the outskirts, terrorizing farmers and killing livestock. The village elders called a meeting and their faces gave with concern. This lion, they said, was no ordinary beast. It moved with cunning, attacking when least expected, and disappearing before any hunter could track it. The safety of the entire village was at stake, and something had to be done. Without hesitation, both Akoto and Damba volunteered to hunt the lion. The elders, recognizing the gravity of the situation, ordered the two rivals to work together. Neither man was pleased with the arrangement, but the task was clear. The lion had to be stopped, and only the best could do it. With heavy hearts and sharpened spears, Akoto and Damba set off into the wild, each determined to prove he was the true master of the hunt. The sun blazed high above the savannah as Akoto and Damba moved cautiously through the tall grass, their eyes scanning for any sign of the lion. The air was thick with tension, not just from the fear of the beast, but from the animosity between the two men. Every step was measured, every glance a challenge. They spoke little, each man silently plotting how he could outdo the other. Damba, known for his stealth, took the lead, his movements like that of a shadow. Akoto, however, trusted his strength and speed, confident that when the time came, he would be the one to strike the killing blow. The tracks of the lion were fresh, and they knew they were close. Still, the lion remained elusive, as though it were watching them, waiting for the right moment to strike. As dusk approached, the hunters set up camp. The savannah turned golden under the fading light, but neither man could enjoy the beauty of the scene. Suspicion hung between them like a dark cloud. As they ate in silence, Akoto noticed Damba sharpening his spear with an intensity that unsettled him. He knew Damba was a man of few words, but tonight something felt different. His rival's eyes gleamed with a dangerous determination. As the night deepened, Akoto decided to stay awake, fearing that Damba might try to sabotage him during the hunt. Little did he know, Damba had the same thoughts. Both men lay in the darkness, clutching their weapons, each wondering if the other would strike first. The lion was still out there, somewhere in the darkness, but it was not the only threat that lurked. At dawn, the two men resumed their hunt, more divided than ever. They had followed the lion's tracks to a dense thicket where the beast had taken shelter. The air was thick with anticipation as they approached the undergrowth. Suddenly, there was a rustle in the bushes, and out leaped the lion. It was enormous, its mane like a fiery owl in the early morning light. The beast roared, and the ground seemed to shake between its paws. For a moment, both Akoto and Damba froze, each waiting for the other to make the first move. But in that instant, years of rivalry melted away as the primal fear of death surged through them. They needed to act together or the lion would kill them both. But cooperation wasn't so easily won. As the lion circled them, Akoto launched his spear aimed at the beast's heart. The lion dodged with terrifying speed, and Akoto stumbled. Seizing the opportunity, Damba threw his spear with all his might, but it merely grazed the lion's flank. The beast roared in fury and charged at Damba. Akoto, seeing his rival in danger, hesitated for only a moment before rushing forward to defend him. In a desperate, unspoken truce, the two men fought side by side, their movements synchronized as they battled the lion. After what felt like an eternity, Akoto landed a fatal blow, piercing the lion's chest. The beast let out one final roar before collapsing at their feet. Breathing heavily, the two men stood over the fallen lion, their bodies trembling from the exertion and the adrenaline. For the first time in years, they looked at each other not with hatred, but with respect. The rivalry that had defined their lives was no longer important. They had faced death together and survived. As they carried the lion's body back to the village, side by side, a quiet understanding passed between them. They would never be friends, but they had earned each other's respect. In the end, the lion had taken more than just the lives of livestock. It had taken their enmity and left something greater in its place.